Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. So I'm talking about today in this video, the 10% of profitable traders. Let's just use that figure. I know it's banded around as sometimes 5, sometimes 1, but whatever. Let's say the 10% of profitable traders, how do they think differently? So in other words, what are they doing that is making them stand out from everybody else compared to the losing traders? What are they actually doing, their mindset, the process, whatever, that makes them a profitable trader. Now, I'm not going to go into strategies and stuff. I'm going to just, obviously they've got to have a profitable strategy, but this is the thinking part of it. How do they think differently? What is it about their approach to trading that makes them winners? Okay, the first one is, what they are focused on. I've touched on this before in a previous video, but what do I mean by this? The average trader out there is constantly looking at charts, markets, charts, patterns, strategies. They are looking for the next trade. They're trying to find the next trade. Their focus is all on the next trade, the next big winning trade, the next trade, the next thing, the next this. Profitable traders are focused on their performance. They know that they have strategies. They know that winning strategies are not difficult to come by. They know that if they put the right strategy in the right market at the right time, they will make money. They are focused on their previous performance. How can they improve that? Purely from a trade level, from a micro level. They are focused on almost a spiritual level. You could talk about it, you could call it, should I say, their emotions, how they're feeling, how they're executing stuff, are they pressing at the right time, are they following rules, all the kind of discipline side of it, and working constantly on their discipline, their mindset, their psychology, and their performance as well, as we talked about. Just really drilling down, am I performing right? Should I be putting more size into this position? Should I be reducing? When should I be adjusting it? Because they know that it's just part of the puzzle. It's a small slither. If you kind of had a pie chart here, this is, I'm just literally making this up on the fly, but your next trade is such a small part of it. It's such a really minuscule part of it. The other parts of it are all about your mindset, your performance, your approach, and how you adjust it. Okay, it's not the best pie chart in the world, but you get the idea. The point is that it's not about the next trade. It's more important to be, if you find the right trade, are you pressing with the size to make up for that really good trade? When you're in a losing streak, are you pulling back the reins a little bit so that you're not losing so much money? These are the things that really will affect your P&L over time, much more than finding the next thing that's going up really a load, or next thing that's going down a load for sure, or predicting the next trade move. That is okay. Of course you have to do that, but it's such a small part of the game. You get far more return from your time investment, if you like, by focusing on how have I performed, how do I adjust this strategy to maximize its strengths and minimize its weaknesses. How do I maximize my strengths and minimize my weaknesses? What do I need to do to make more money and really turn the screw and make as much as I can from the strengths that I've got, and make sure I'm not losing when my weaknesses are triggered. These kind of things. This is what is making the guys out there do so well, as opposed to just a pure focus on the next trade. That's what many traders will do. They just look at the next trade, the next trade, the next trade, the next trade. They spend all their time on that, and that's a real distinct difference that you see in traders. What have I got for you guys? Okay, this is a big one now. Patience. Now this is from two levels. For me, it's from a trade level and from an account level. So in other words, what do I mean by that? So from a trade level, we have, listen, they're patient for the trade to work. They've got the trade on, they will let it work, they will let it mature, they've got a target or whatever it may be. They'll sit with it. They know that, listen, I've got to do this, I've got to stick to it, I've got to stick to the rules, let it play out. Obviously, if there's a filter in there that says it doesn't do it by a certain period of time, they'll cut it, of course. But they're patient to let the trade and the strategy run out. Okay, and then from account level, this is probably the more important one, is they know that they're not focused on the next winning trade, the next 2 winning trades, 3 winning, 4 winning trades, whatever it is. They're focused on doing the right thing and knowing that if they stick to the process of what they're trying to achieve, then the account growth will happen. You know, they'll have their steady growth and they'll have a boost where things just fall into line, and they know that they've got strategies to protect drawdown. They know that over time that account growth will happen. They're not looking to boost their account by 1,000% in a month. They know that sticking with it, having patience, and also patience of, hey, listen, my performance isn't exactly where I want it to be. I know that if I work on the right things and I consistently work on the right things and I continue to show up, I continue to put in effort on the things that matter, then I will see the rewards. Just like, you know, kind of, if you think about, you know, a bodybuilder, for example, patience, you know, he's going to go to the gym a couple of weeks and then come out completely ripped. He knows he's got to go in there, he's got to do the right thing, he's got to do the right process, he's got to work on his arms and chest one day, legs, whatever the process is the next. He's got to eat right. But he knows that if he does it over time and continues to do that process, he will see results. You know, kind of a similar thing with trading. Okay, that comes me on to, brings me on, should I say, to process. They have a distinct process they're employing. It's almost like, you know, if you're running a business, having standard operating procedures for each thing. If you're running a restaurant, if you're running a recruitment firm, whatever it may be, you will have standard procedures that go into place for each part of the business. And it's the same with traders. The traders who are running at the top of their game have a process. They have a process in place for finding new strategies. They have a process in place for what they do if they're in drawdown. They have a process in place for finding actual trades to execute or filtering. They have a process in place for what they do before they place the trades on. They have a process in place for, you know, before they increase their size. All these things are little tiny processes all built together to form a trading business. And that way, instead of looking at the whole thing and going, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working, which part is not working? Okay, and we talked about this before in previous videos, I'm giving back too much when I'm in drawdown. Take that process out, ignore everything else, and focus on making that better. Focus on at what point you kind of dial down the risk, or do you change that? You know, really getting into that. So that's really a big thing, guys, is process. And the last one, what have I got for you? I've got here aware. So these are all very, very similar. Obviously, you can see there's a synergy between the two. That should say aware. Let me write it again for you. So in other words, what do I mean by that? It means they're aware of which part of their trading business isn't performing and which part of the trading business is performing well. Coming back to the process, coming back to the patience, coming back to what they're focused on. You can see the synergy here, can't you? They know that, hey, my strategies for trend trading are weak. I need to work on them, or I need to pull them out of the business because they're not working very well. My trading on a Monday morning is weak. For example, I need to work on it or pull it out. They're aware of what's causing the growth and the decline in their account. And they'll boost the things that are working, they'll pull the things that aren't working. And again, this comes down to having processes for each individual part of the trading business. It comes down again to patience and knowing that they have to play the thing out. And it comes down to what they're focused on. You know, they're not spending the time focused looking for the next trade. As we talked about, they're spending their time being aware of what's causing growth in P&L, what's causing decline in P&L. Is there a pattern there? Is there something that can be worked on, that can be improved on? Because finding the next trade is just a part of the puzzle, guys. You know, you could stick with your existing trades. You could cut off, you know, the majority of your losers and boost your size on your winners. All of a sudden, you've probably trebled your P&L. You know, so there's more than one way to make money in the market. All right, guys, that's just 4 that I think are good things that profitable traders do in the market that losing traders don't. Maybe think about those. And if you've got any comments, stick them in the section below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. More videos from me and other traders on this channel. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.